Hey everyone, it's Dyanne here from Decoeasy. Thank you so much for being here in our newest video. Also, thank you from Janny and also from Trish and Kay because they are our co-hosts in this Sunday Funday special. Janny and I are so happy that you stopped by to watch. We are really curious what other creators made, so go check out the playlist. You find it in the description box. You find there a link. It might be that it's not working on mobile phones. Then go to your desktop because we have some YouTube issues with the links in description boxes. As I said, I'm Dyanne from Decoeasy, and if you're new to our channel, welcome. We're both from the Netherlands. Janny, my mother-in-law, and I are from the Netherlands, and we host every last Sunday of the month this challenge, the Sunday Funday challenge. And you can actually show and join in whatever things you like. You can be baking, cooking, go thrifting, make a craft, whatever you want. And we have two beautiful co-hosts from Crafting Cousins that are Trish and Kay. If you want to see what they have on their channel, let's jump into their channel. This is the channel of the Crafting Cousins from Trish and Kay. I love that they have pink color on every thumbnail, and they also have the most amazing crafting supplies in pink. Go visit their channel. Here you have the most recent video, 3 easy and farmhouse decor DIYs for spring. They have so many inspirations. Sometimes I also go live. Really, it is such a sweet channel. Go visit those lovely ladies throughout the link in the description box. Okay, let's start this DIY with this really cute wooden tray. It might look familiar to you because Jan and I used it in a previous DIY while making a sign. Well, now I'm going to use it as a tray. I'm going to decorate it as a tray. I think it costed us, yeah, it's still new. Let's just remove the tag. It costed us, here is the pine wood tray. It costed us, I believe, €1.50 or something. From Action, our favorite store here in the Netherlands for crafting supplies. And as you know me, I want to leave some wooden color around the edges and the inside part here. I want to paint black. Therefore, I have this really nice blackboard paint which Janny and I use very often. First, I want to add some tape to the edges because I really don't want that some black paint comes up towards the top of the tree. So I'm going to try to protect that part of the tree by just using this tape. I've got to make sure that it's secured really well towards the edges, which isn't a hard job for this object because the shape is pretty straight, which is nice. And I'm very precise at this. I really don't want any paint to stain upon the wood where I don't want it to be. Okay, here we go, adding the last part of the tape. And then we're ready to paint, which is always my favorite part of the DIY, painting. Let's see if I can, yes, this works great. Use the back of the brush to stuck the tape really well in the corners. Okay, now I can only start painting the inside and not the edges anymore. Let's be sure that everything is secured really well. Just use a normal brush and some protection, an old fleece blanket on the table, and just start painting. Don't know if I'm going to speed it up yet, but if you want to, you can do it yourself as well if you're familiar with that function in YouTube, because I always find it very relaxing to see people painting. Okay, the tray is black. I spilled a little bit of paint there on top, so I'm going to rush and hope that I can still get that off. Not really sure if it can, but unfortunately it was too late. I couldn't get it off anymore completely. It is a little bit lighter now, but we have to deal with it. There's no other option. I'm going to let it dry for I think half an hour, maybe longer. Maybe an hour is better. And then I'm going to use bee wax here around the corners of the tray. Okay, the tray, the black part at least, is almost dry. It is time to start using the bee wax. And this is from a drugstore actually. Janny and I use it for years. And I'll leave the tape here in the inside because I only am going to do the outside parts. Just use your brush. Don't apply too much, like I just did at once. And just start brushing it out. I noticed that it might take a while before everything is dry. It might take more than a night to dry. But Janny gave me the tip, just use an old towel or an old piece of cloth and start rubbing after you let it dry for actually, well, I think one and a half hour or something, 2 hours. Just start rubbing upon top of the bee wax, and if you're doing it like that, then you know the parts that aren't completely dry start drying faster, and it's easier and faster for you to get going further with your project if you're ever using bee wax stain. Okay, moving over to the last part of the outside of the tray. With the inside, I wait a little bit longer before applying the bee wax, because I want to make sure I still see that the paint isn't completely dry. I want to make sure that it is completely dry before I start adding wax. I think that will be within 20 minutes. Oh, might start crafting. Brushing from the other side. No, this is just a very annoying piece of wood here. Like it's damaged or something. You really have to dab to get the bee wax into the rough surface. Now it is covered almost completely. Let me know in the comment section what is your favorite kind of, you know, stain or paint or lac or furnace or anything you add to wood, to just plain wood or applying to your finished project. What is your favorite material, product that you're using to finish off your project? I'm really curious about, Janny and I almost always use bee wax, but what do you use to give your project a nice look? Okay, I think I'm done with applying bee wax. Just make sure that there aren't any lumps on top of it anymore. Nope. Okay, I let the tape in there for just a tiny moment. I think 20 minutes will be enough. And I just keep on waiting till the paint is dry. And then I can add bee wax to the center of my craft. Tape has been removed. It's time to put bee wax on the inside part here. I'm going to do that very carefully, and then of course I still have to let it dry a little bit more before I can start brushing everything out with the towel. Okay, almost done with the wood and the bee wax part of the DIY. Ready. Time to close this off, clean the brush. I think I'm going to wait 1 hour longer before I can, you know, start using, oh sorry, that was my phone. Before I go, you know, brush it out with, how do you call that, a towel. Okay, the tray is drying here in the background, and I want to start decorating these glass jars. I'm going to paint them with chalk paint first. I'm going to pull the lids off because I don't want them to be white. Actually, I don't want to use them at all this time. I'm going to keep them apart. Maybe I can still use them for another DIY. But first, I only want these things to turn white. Okay, I'm starting with the first jar. This one is the largest of the three, or actually, this one is the same size. Just going to flip the thing over. Oh, itch on my face. Turn the thing over, just start painting. I think it needs multiple layers. You can actually pretty much see through the paint now. That goes away in time, because then the whole thing turns white. A beautiful matte effect. And I'm so happy that we have chalk paint at home right now to paint with, because a long time in lockdown, when we were in complete lockdown, now the shops are open, the longest time I was so longing for some new paint, and this paint is just perfect. You don't need that much of it to get a nice look. And I'm really satisfied with how the result looks after you're done with paint or painting. It is a bit harder for me to work with. I really had to discover how to work properly with this type of paint, because it is very thick actually, and it spreads out, well, a little bit more difficult than normal paint did. I was used to spray paint, which is really easy to paint your projects with, but this is for me a little bit more difficult, but now I know how to work with it, so I'm used to it now. If you have, by the way, any tips for me, for us actually, when we work with paint or chalk paint, just write it down in the comment section. We're really curious what you kind of advice have for us. Maybe I'm using, for example, the wrong brush or something. Just write it down. We're happy to read. Okay. Well, that was quick. First jar is ready. I'm going to leave it here, and I start moving on with the other two. Okay, I'm almost done with the last jar. I wonder what you think what I'm going to decorate it with. If you've seen our recent lot of videos, we often use cardboard to decorate or DIY with, but not for this DIY. I'll be decorating in a different way today. And if you're curious how I'm going to decorate these jars, then keep on watching, because I'm going to show you in, I think, the shot after this one. I hope to see you back again later when the jars are dry, and I think I need multiple layers of paint for that. So you'll see me in the next shot with, I think, only white jars. Okay, I think it is now 4 hours ago since I began to put beeswax upon the tray. It isn't completely dried, therefore I have this, you know, this old cloth which you normally use for the kitchen. And I'm going to actually wipe. Oh, I had to do it the other way, I believe. Need a smaller piece. Yes, this is better. Just wipe like this, and look, it becomes all brown. And the reason why I'm doing this is because, oh, don't have to damage my shirt, of course. Sorry, my phone. The reason why I'm doing this is to let it dry faster. Look, sometimes you have parts where there is simply too much of the beeswax upon the wood, and yeah, it takes such a long time to dry. And I want to speed it up a little bit, and therefore I just wipe up and down till, yeah, most of the things are dry. Actually, this goes really quickly. This was a good tip Janny gave me. Look, everything turns brown, but it will be beautiful when it is dry. I only have to watch out. Oh, I thought there was this little splinter here, but I think it is gone because I started wiping up and down. Oh, there's another splinter. Okay, I think I'm going to put it near the heater as well, so it dries faster, because I still feel a little bit of greasiness upon my fingers, but this is one trick you can do to make it dry a little bit faster than it would normally do. So next day the jars are completely dry, as well as the tray. It is now time for me to decorate the jars, and for that I'll be using clay. This stuff is white, also from Action. You've seen Janny using it, using the gray colored clay. I'm going to use white, but I want to paint it black. This stuff, I've never worked with it before, so this is my first time. Let's see just how it turns out, and I'm very curious actually how I do it. Okay, I placed the lids beside the jar because I want to stay the thing in place. And I think I'm going to get very dirty. Maybe I'll be smart using gloves working with this stuff. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Otherwise it's all underneath my nails and I really hate the feeling. Okay, gloves are on. I also placed outside of the screen a little cup of water because I want to glue it upon the jar. I think I'll just be using a normal knife. Cutting off, well, how much do I need? I think this will be okay. I think I'm already going to cut out 3 shapes because I have 3 jars to decorate, and now I know that the size is equal. This stuff feels like chewing gum, but maybe that's because I use gloves. What a weird feeling this is. Okay, tear them apart. One. Oh, cutting wasn't done properly at the bottom. It is now. Okay, take these apart. Maybe I just want to make a round or so, an oval size. I think that is really cute. Really, I've never done this before. Hope it doesn't crack too much. The package says just dry it upon the air. So I think that is what we're going to do. I think I keep on claying for about a while, so I think I'm going to skip that part until I have the right shape out of the clay. One quick trick to spread out the clay evenly, I used a candle holder. And that works really easy because first I thought, oh, let's just make it a thicker one, but that wasn't, I think, such a good idea. Okay, I think I like this thickness. But now I only need to cut it out, so therefore I'll use a knife. Here's a little big part here. I think this is okay. Let's just see how it turns out. If it is wrong, then we'll do the whole thing again. And I feel like I'm in kindergarten again. Okay, let me see how's the size of this. Oh, I think it is pretty neat. Yeah, I'm going to make 3 or 2 more out of that. And this I can turn it away. So I just used the candle holder and the knife to make this shape. Okay, the labels are dry, made out of clay here. I want to give them first a color. I think it will be black. I have here a glass marker and this is permanent marker. I think I'll be using the glass marker for this job. Put these away. Where are the lids? Really, I find this really useful to just place the jar between two lids and then you can craft really easy. This will take some time because I also want the edge here to be turned black. First I will start on the top. Not everything will be black because I want to Mod Podge. Yes, here we go again, Mod Podge. Something in the center. So I'll just make some parts black, not everything. I think that this black part will do. If I need some more, yeah, I just switched to permanent marker because that had a bigger tip and was easier to apply. I think this is okay for now. Just like so. And in the center I'll be placing an image. It has something to do with lemons because I want a yellow lemon theme for spring and summer at home. The three of them are done now, at least the black part, so these can go away. I still have a white glass marker here, or is it silver actually, I don't know. But at least it is a light color. I want to make some stitching pattern around the black corner, but first I'm going... Oh, noisy car outside. First I wanted to look upon the internet to find myself a printable that has something to do with lemons, and I wanted to paste them into these three labels. I made my own labels. Home Sweet Lemon. I put a black corner around the images so I know how to cut straight. And yeah, actually I hope you won't see how the straight cut turns into a black square. So I'm going to cut them out and then I'll be Mod Podging them upon the clay labels. Okay, time to Mod Podge. Let me check. This one will be the middle one. So this one will have the label with sweet upon it. Yes, I use my cheap glue for the back of the labels. I'm going to use a brush to spread it out because with a last DIY I didn't spread it out with the brush and then I noticed how ugly and wobbly the paper dried up and I don't want to have that again. So only for the back I have the cheap glue because you don't see that on the front, and I will be sealing afterwards with Mod Podge. So let it dry quickly, not too long. Doesn't matter that there is a bit of glue on the front. Now gently press it upon the clay label. Make sure that the clay is dry really well. Otherwise it gets ugly. I just made these labels in Photoshop, nothing special. Just took a yellow buffalo check background to give the whole thing a farmhouse look. And then just wrote with a random font Home Sweet Lemon upon it. Okay, there we go with the last thing. Now, let the whole thing dry for a while. Okay, once the label is dry, it's time to seal with Mod Podge. Just a nice and thick layer, not too much, not too less. And I'm trying to avoid sealing the clay because I don't know which effect that gives, especially not because there is permanent marker upon it. Okay, just like so. Do also the other one. The Mod Podge is almost dry. I want to decorate the top of the jars, and I want to do that with some twine. So I'm just going to start here, leaving a loose piece. So hopefully I don't have to glue the whole thing together. Because I don't know if you notice it, but I'm a huge fan of the less glue, the better. I want to finish it off really cute, tiny ribbon. Not a ribbon, a bow. Oh, stop. So just start wrapping it around and making a knot when you're done. Okay, I think I'm finished. Press it all down. Cut off, and now quickly knot the thing off. I think I just make a double knot. That looks more farmhouse country style than making an elegant bow. A little bit shorter then. It looks cute already! And this is the last jar with the twine. Ta-da! Okay, I think the Mod Podge is almost dry. I want to use my white marker. Need my standard for the jar, like so. I want to use my white marker to make some sort of stitching pattern around the edges of the label. When you're done, you get this effect, and I find that really cute. The jars are ready to be decorated. This is the white effect where I told you about. It turned out a little less white than I had in mind. I think the clay soaks up some sort of the paint, because the black also turned a little bit lighter while drying. I now want to decorate the jars with lemons, plastic lemons from AliExpress. Not like this, of course. Or maybe I do it like this. I don't know yet. And I have some greenery here, white and yellow. These are borrowed from Janny. Thank you, Janny. These come from a garden center. And as you can see, you can pluck off little pieces of greenery. I'm also sure that I have some greenery at home which fits in really nice, but we'll see how it turns out. Okay, this is an example. I know I'm going to show you how I did that. This is the lemon. You can take off this really cute green piece. Then I have some iron wire. I don't know how much I need. I think about this will be enough because I have to fold it in two to make it more secure. Like this, and twist the ends. So this one here. To make it a little bit more pointy. Okay. Now you can put in, I think this is the best part. Just squeeze it. Here in the bottom of the lemon. Now to measure, yes, this is way too long. Oh, I think this is okay. That can stand and relax there. I've cut it off some parts of the green. I'm going to put that behind the lemon. And that way it also covers up the space in between. Now take a loose white branch or whatever color you want. I also have some more greenery like this. I think that would look nice too in there. But then I'm going to cut off this part here because that makes a really weird angle. Now I can put it in the right way. Just like so. We have to turn and twist a little bit. And then you get a really nice arrangement. Here is the final result. This is really suitable for a centerpiece on your table, upon your salon table, whatever you want. And I love the homemade labels. They're so cute. But you can also easily swap them into a different style for different season. Just print new labels, redecorate them. I left the lemon out of the center jar, the middle jar, because I found the jar too small for the big lemon. So I just did it this way, combination of white and yellow green with some other leaves from an IKEA plant. I really love this result. Also, I love the twine on top. Really nice. Let me know in the comment section. Let us know what you think of this DIY. Okay, that was it for today. Janny and I hope that you enjoyed watching this challenge today. We also hope that you have a really nice day, and we hope that you're watching the rest of the creators in the playlist. Find the link here below. Have a great Sunday, enjoy your day, and take care. Hope to see you back again in our next video in all good health. Bye everyone!